Ciao a tutti, mi chiamo Jerk e questo è il grande spettacolo. Welcome, signore Bellissima. How is everyone doing? I have to admit, it is hard not getting lost in this beautiful scenery. The waves rolling suggestively, the islands, the mountains, a glass of Sangiovese, and the Bellissima ship before us. It is a first-time appearance here on the Big Show, so let's not waste a single moment. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give a Big Show welcome to the Tier 6 Premium Italian Light Cruiser, Abruzzi. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way now, so there's no confusion. I love this ship. I love everything about it, the good and the bad, and there are plenty of both. It looks amazing, it handles pretty well, and above everything else, it is fun to play. That said, its armor is made of prosciutto. I mean, there's a reason I have the Clover flag on here, and it's not because this is the Quadrifolio model. It's because I need good luck in this ship to not be dev struck. It's armed with 152s that have no equilibrium of power, so your HE output is minimal, and if this is sounding a lot like my Duke de Pasta review, it's because they're pretty similar, and that means that the bread and butter of this ship is its AP. Well, most of the time. But in this match, every ship we sink will be at the hands of our salami sea sausages, except one. Alright, before we get much further into this, let me put my commander on the big screen. It's the Godfather Sanzanetti slapping the cheeks of Scott and Von Essen. First time appearance there. So let me explain a little bit of my thought process here. The majority of matches in this ship are going to be driven by your AP, and Italian AP has very good velocity, but not the best penetration angles. So I ranked up Von Essen a little bit to help that out, and I think I can tell the difference. I mean, it's not as obvious as the difference between Vincent and Julius in the Oscar caliber performances of Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 1988 classic Twins, but there is definitely something there, enough that I'm going to sink more resources into Von Essen. Oh, and here comes our first victim, that poor Nuremberg. Bonk. Dev strike? Yes. Well, we know there's a destroyer in there, so I might as well just send these torpedoes any old place. I'm certainly not aiming because nobody would necessarily be where I aim them by the time they get there anyway. Now, the other thing worth trying out, and something I've been flip-flopping over constantly, is using Zanzanetti's perk to reduce the fuse on your AP by 90%. You probably won't be seeing as many Citadel shots with that on, but you'd also be getting way less overpens. Overpens that you will definitely see on some cruisers you fire at with this, especially when you're up close, as you will see coming up. But for now, I am trying to reset my position from being dangerously close on B to somewhere with a bit more cover, and will duck out using this smoke. It's time to slip somebody else a sausage, though, first. Remember those? There's Dev Strike number 2. I should point out that this is very favorable matchmaking, too. There is only one battleship on the red team, which means being able to track and stay aware of where the most dangerous ship to me is pretty easy. Doesn't mean I won't get caught by surprise sometimes, like by a Helena. But the ship that is most capable of dev striking me is at a safe distance. Now here's the real question. Why do I keep aiming so high? I know better than this. But look how high I'm aiming these shells at the side of the Helena. Way too high there. Now that, yes, there is RNG, but aiming does matter in this game. So in that instance, I wish I had the fuse timer perk chosen. I think I just had 8 overpins there, but as I turn around to re-engage with the Helena, I think you will see some of the Von Essen effect coming into play, where I'm getting full pins where I don't feel like I would have before. I should also mention I am already on the Kraken hunt. I was as soon as this game started, and I saw there were 3 destroyers and 5 cruisers on the red team. It is a little concerning that about half my team has been behind islands where they can't shoot at any enemy for 5 minutes of this match, But it is more concerning that Hatsuharu decides it wants to go toe-to-toe with a Helena. I feel like most destroyer players realize by around their 10th match that they aren't gunning down cruisers.
But never trust your teammates. It affects your judgment.
Now I'm going to go on to A. The Dunkirk is still pretty far back, but I want to get into a place where they can't shoot me. I know I can finish this Helena. Then I will go for the Aoba, flip the cap, and maybe by that time I can turn around and catch one of their destroyers if they're still alive. I'm getting really lucky with my fire chance right here too. I think without Sanzanetti, the base fire chance is around 9%, but with him where I have him ranked up, it's going to be, I think, 12 or 13%. Anyway, now we can get a little bit of revenge for the Hatsuharu and slip someone else the sausage. Revenge is a dish best served cold. I really wish I hadn't put my hydro on there, but it's not going to make a difference in the long run. But I had that plane I could have popped to see the Helena's positioning. But what are you going to do? Great players aren't born great, they grow great. That's right, I'm not even attempting a Marlon Brando impression now. So there's the Aoba I'm hoping to secure for number 4, and they're gone. So I need to reassess, as the sun is setting on the opportunity of a win here. But still, look at this ship. Yeah, it's a little black right now, but some of you know I'm a former Alfa Romeo owner, and that may go into explaining my adoration of the struggle with this ship. But you all talked me into buying it on stream, and I haven't regretted it one time since. Now our east side, they've collapsed like a wet napkin. And these jabroni teammates of mine have been sitting around this island for the past 5 minutes, and they're coming to me saying that they need the rest of the red team dead. To which I say,
That I cannot do. We've known each other for many years, but this is the first time you come to me for help. I can't remember the last time you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee, even though my wife is godmother to your only child. Let's be frank here. You never wanted my friendship, and you were afraid to be in my debt. You found paradise in your New Mexico, had a good trade, made a good living, at least protected you. They were courts of law, you didn't need a friend like me. But now you come to me and say, Manager, give me justice. But you don't ask with respect. You don't offer friendship. You don't even think to call me Dogfather. Instead, you come into my cap on the day I am looking for a Kraken, and you ask for me to murder for money. Icarus, what have I done to make you treat me so disrespectfully? If you'd come to me in friendship, then the scum that ruined your game would be suffering this very day. And if by chance an honest captain like yourself should make enemies, they'd be my enemies. And then they would fear you. Someday, and that day may never come, but I will call upon and ask a service of you. But until that day, accept this justice as a gift on my Kraken game.
right back into A, and just as expected, it is contested. So we know at least one destroyer is here. Make that both of them. And so I was thinking I should be able to make quick work of both of these destroyers. There's our Confederate, but I don't get that one. Now, here's another moment where in hindsight, maybe I should have continued to just push around that side. It's hard to say. I don't know that that would have saved our Icarus. I don't know that it would have changed the outcome of this game. But when I go back and rewatch something and think, how could I have done this differently? That's really the only thing that I've seen so far in this one. All the damage that I've taken, I think, has been worth it, so to speak. I don't think there's been anything where I could have played it differently to take less damage. I mean, you're going to take damage in a game, especially if you play as aggressively as I tend to. Anyway, that Jervis goes dark, but my sonar is going to be up here in a second, and we should be able to finish this one. Where do those shells go? I don't know, but whatever. This is going to be ship number 4. Alright, there is the last target, and I'm hoping our New Mexico can finish the Dunkirk by any means necessary, and I will do my best here. The Boise has about 15,000 health. I've only got 10,000, so this is going to be close. But it is then that I hear the fateful voice. Well, boys, pour us one last glass of wine, because this one is for all the marbles. So there it is, Kraken 230 in the Abruzzi. Can we get the 6-pack? Maybe our New Mexico got them down to just a sliver of health? Uh-oh. I have a feeling this is going to end in only one way. Yeah. Well, it's hard to be too upset with that. Let's see this scoreboard. 2,332 XP and a loss for a very good game. The blue team, you disappoint me. Looks like the top 3 on the Reds had a good game too, and that's going to wrap it up for this one. If, like Cameron's father, you can understand what it is to love a car, hit like. If you cannot appreciate the beauty of a well-designed machine, even if it is flawed, hit dislike. Questions, comments, libations for Cinco de Drinko, leave them down below. Now I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. Subscribe if you want to see the next. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll get back out there for another one, and we will talk soon.